welcome. RimWorld Odyssey has been out now for just a week, and me having time off work, I've already played 75 hours of it, and I've been absolutely loving it. But I have landed here on this kind of run we're going to be going for. There's a lot of content out there that I've seen on the Grab ship, and I've done quite a few runs of it now myself, but I'm going to be taking a quick break here with the slightly modded run I'm going to be doing, themed around ranching animal cowboys. In 1.6 they made a lot of changes to make animals' behaviour considerably better. They've added lots of new animal types, and ranchers before that were kind of mid, but I've been meaning to give that ideology for a spin, and what better way to do it than to also do my first ever no-pause run and playing with the Vanilla Factions Expanded settlers and the new storyteller. So without further ado, got Odyssey here, as you can see, locked in. Gonna be starting a new colony in the bandit kind of starting thing. I did do a couple test runs just to kind of get a feel for it, and one of them I promptly died to infection because this chem shine shit they added in with the Vanilla Expanded. If an animal drinks it or someone drinks it and they die and they have enough of it in their blood, they combust. And I spawned in and saw, as I was kind of fiddling through the settings, a few muffalos down, and it was because they'd been drinking the chem shine, and I thought, oh, free food, I'm gonna, finish them off, and yeah, that didn't end very well. They kind of just exploded, and I got a bunch of infections and died. But as you can see, it's going to be a pretty hard start. You start with all factions hostile. You start with relatively kind of hungry people. You start with 4 people. You start with a revolver, double action revolver, and a double barrel shotgun, some dynamite, that chemshine I just described. Quite painfully, a gold large sculpture. My plan is to just dump that on one of the factions to try and get some rep back, because it is worth 10k, so you start with 22,000 wealth and none of it is kind of useful. That's going to be the starting scenario. A quick rundown on the mods. So, other than, there's a lot of mods in here for where is it, oh, for fuck's sake. Can I just click it off? I'm not sure. I don't think so. But anyway, there's a whole bunch of mods in here for hair and those kind of things, just to make a lot more pretty stuff. I've also got... We'll just do a full rundown. P music, that's going to be a thing. A lot of it is kind of Western themed anyway, but that seems to be kind of in line with RimWorld. It's kind of like the Frontier, but in space, I suppose, the game itself. But we're going to be taking it to the next level. Background's expanded, just because it lets me do this cool random shifting thing in the back, and I like it. Allow tool, I'm going to be playing with allow tool, because it just makes my life so much easier, being able to allow everything more conveniently, be able to, mine veins a bit more efficiently, being able to haul things urgently. This does work, even though it says for 1.5, I've tested it, works fine. We're going to be playing with Show Me Your Hands and the retexture, just because it's kind of nice. Beautiful outdoors, because I just hate it when the pawns are running through lovely nature and they're crying how it's fucking so hideous because it's dirty and stuff, when it's it's not the same as dirt indoors, trees and beautiful grass and stuff actually now have a bit of beauty, so your pawns don't just leave your base away from art and immediately hate themselves. Framework for the Vanilla Expanded, because we are going to be using it, obviously. Pick up and haul, I know it's kind of like a net buff, but really it kind of just skips time hauling, and it's not kind of too OP, because if you think about it, you could easily use it to get more wealth, and that's not necessarily a good thing. Brewing Expanded, because it adds a bit more flavour and it's cool. Cooking Expanded, same again, more flavour and it's cool. We're running the Plants Expanded, because we can get wheat and other cool things grown in there, though our colonists aren't going to like that too much if they eat it, but for the animals, could be pretty cool. Complex Jobs just makes management a bit better, being able to have people prioritise, burying people and those kind of things without having them be dedicated haulers. Filth, washing away with rain, because it just makes sense. Furniture Expanded, the farming module. I've mostly added this because it'd be cool to have things like animal feeders and scarecrows around and people tilling the soil, No default shelf, because I hate the default shelf settings. Just icons for the build tabs, icons for bionics, damage indicators, because I just like that. Level up, just makes me keep track of the skills a bit better early on, but you can always turn it on as we go later. Moody, because it's just nice, gives you a bit of information on the colonists. Precise time. Smart construction, because I know they were meant to kind of improve the AI the last 2 versions, but yeah, they're still kind of retarded, so we're going to be running this. Speak up. He's going to be working with interaction bubbles so that the colonists can have cool little conversations rather than like insulting their cousin's ability to make, I don't know, wooden club or something when they're a 2-year-old and then fighting over it. At least now they'll be like, you're bloody ugly or something, and start a fight that way. Wonderful. Useful marks. This is a pretty new mod. Giving this a go. It's pretty damn good. Just lets you kind of categorize your dudes a little bit. It's just nice. Vanilla base generation expanded because, as the mod describes, once you've gone to like 1 or 2, raided 1 or 2 bases, which we are going to be doing. We're basically playing Red Dead, but in RimWorld. But this just makes it so that they're a bit more randomized, a bit more interesting, rather than just being the same boxy crap we would get very quickly sick of. Hair. There's a whole bunch of hair mods in here. Ideology expanded. I have these enabled, but I don't even think we're using any of the memes or precepts. Textures expanded, just makes the game up-resed a bit, because that's nice. Quality builder just stops a bit of micromanagement. Force rearmament, this is like a fork of the Where's Your Weapon mod. Just when your colonist goes down, they would definitely remember to go pick their gun up. So I was having issues with that, even though it was meant to be fixed in 1.6, like the AI. It's not great, so I've got this mod, I'm going to give it a go, see if it's any better. Smart Odyssey just adds, for the new location mechanic, like the features on the maps, this just adds like a cool little icon for each one when you click on a tile. You'll see what I mean shortly. Apparel expanded because, you know, I want to make it a bit more roleplay. So we're going to be having like, you know, themed clothes, actually make them slightly better at doing certain things. Accessories, same thing again. This mod used to be kind of like a direct upgrade, but now like in base RimWorld, there's so many like different belt options that like, you know, I'd say these are actually fairly balanced, and I hope they add something like this in the future to normal RimWorld, because, like, you know, you've got, like, smoke pop packs now, jump packs, all kinds of cool stuff, whereas back in the day it was like, oh, shield belt, that's it. So, like, having this mod meant, like, oh, you don't want a shield belt on your dude, now you can, like, run things to make them better at certain stuff. That's just, like, fucking OP. Whereas now it's like, there's actually kind of trade-off, so running that. This is the main mod of the run. This is going to be Factions Expanded Settlers. Woohoo! So this is going to be pretty cool. As it describes, you can basically play as a bunch of bandits on the rim, a bit more accurately. The new storyteller, Diego, I've done a small amount of playtesting. It is true. This description says that like the beginning will be difficult, then it will slowly become more friendly, and then he'll decide to start the cycle over again. Like the first raid normally is like 1 pawn, even like when you're playing Cassandra 500%, it's still kind of scripted to be 1 pawn more or less. Whereas this, like, I straight up had 2 dudes with guns come, and I was playing on like, I don't know, 150%, which is probably when you're playing on as well. And yeah, that was a thing, but it's super cool and fun, so hopefully we can get some good value out of it. I prepared carefully because I have already randomized. Yeah, they were randomized pawns. I just renamed them and made them visually fit a bit more in the theme, but we're going to be loading those straight in. Courtesy of Random Plus mod. This is a great mod for just random pawns, like automatically, but I've done that, customized them visually, and they are ready to go. Furniture expanded props. This is a pretty cool mod. Just adds fridge and 50 completely they don't do anything. They're just there to add theme. Outpost expanded. We may or may not end up even using this, but I thought I'd enable it anyway to give this a go. Maybe just basically lets you kind of set automated little outposts up and play cookie clicker in a RimWorld a little bit and like kind of use the map a bit more. I feel like it makes kind of sense with the bandits. Succulents plants, because sure, you know, it might make sense to have like some succulents around when we're playing cowboys. Villa weapons expanded frontier. I think these are included in the factions expanded, but I'm adding it anyway in case it isn't. Cooking's banded, we're just going to add stews because I feel like it's pretty lore appropriate. Alright, sorry about that, might be a bit of a weird cut in post, but anyway, there's the animal harvesting spot, because I hate that you can have, you know, egg boxes that your chickens will like go to lay, like let you collect them all nice, and then you've got like cows and stuff that like just like boomlopes that just wander around, and you have to go kind of hunt them all down to milk them. This way they can like kind of go to a spot where they get milked. Cool. More floors, just adds a nice visual thing, and of course we are playing in no pause. It's my first time running no pause. I did have to mess around a bit in testing. It doesn't work with smart speed. I figured that out because I was wondering why the hell my hotkeys weren't working to change the speed, but that is working now. But without further ado, let's do this. So again, bandits, cool, sweet. We're going to be playing Diego Dyer. Diego Dyer believes the best stories are the violent ones, facing unfavourable odds and going down in a blaze of glory with exploding muffalos and trunks. Maybe you just spawned in with exploding muffalos? I mean, I wasn't paying attention, but that is very foreboding. We are going to be playing on custom, strive to survive. We're going to be setting the threat scale to 150%. So it's somewhere between losing is fun and strive to survive. We are going to be basically doing the best we can. Like, no big mega base. So we're going to do individual houses and buildings. And we're going to do, like, no kind of kill boxes. It's going to be like, you meet me in the street and we're going to have a duel. That's going to be what we're going for. I'm, like, half tempted, like, to just wiggle that. I don't know, 140. Let's do 140. Let's do 140, just for the sake of... I'm scared. Like, I didn't get to play past, like, 15, 20 days with this guy in testing, so I don't know, like, what the next few ramps are like, so we'll see. Anyway, we're going to keep everything else default. I might have child aging maxed, because, don't know if we're going to end up using growth fats, probably not. Don't know how thematic that would be, but at least that way it gives children a chance to age up. Child raiders, oh god, that saying always makes me laugh. Cool, sweet. Oh, and commitment mode, obviously, and no pause, woohoo. Right, let's have a look. Bandits. We're going to be the Red Rascals. What would the planet be called? Frontier. Prime Frontier. There you go. 100%. We're going to tune up the landmarks just a little bit, just so you guys and me can get to explore and see a few more of those. Cool. I've kind of seen, I'd say like 70% of them. I played 70 hours just this last week. Maybe a bit more than that. With the grab ship and other things, I've been around quite a fair bit, but there are still stuff that I've not even seen. Like the new ice biomes, I've not been to the lava biome, but I've been to plenty of the landmarks. We're kind of hoping to find the grasslands, and you know, maybe some with increased animals, or like I was thinking gold ore or something, because that could be very thematic and cool. Kind of like the gold rush. Right, this is going to be our world. I mean, already, God, this is such a good spot over here. What do we have? Caves and lake. So, over here, Lake of Island. Right, let's get to searching then. Let's do increased animals first and see what we get. Okay, I'll take a little bit of time. Increased animal life component stockpile, Lake Creek. Sandy. That is a very good location. I will remember this. What is the name of this? This is... what's it called? Almendo Lake. Right, we'll remember that. Because we can always come back to that. Cove, Sparrow Habitat, Increased Animal Life Bay. It's interesting, but unfortunately we're not near many things. We're back here. Windy. That could be quite good for wind turbines and stuff. Peninsula, an outcropping of land surrounded by ocean. That might not be ideal for ranching. I'm going to need a lot of space. Okay, let's keep this going then. That's what we've already seen. Oh, that sounds very cool. Windy, increased animal life, peninsula, sandy again. Temperate forest. That island just looks like hell to navigate. We ideally want somewhere like kind of pretty navigable because we're going to be obviously using the whole, well, map the whole load. I mean, wow, that is such a cool spot. But that is unfortunately surrounded by nada. Okay. I may or may not put a cut here as we kind of look through all of these till I find somewhere. I know we're going to end up going with the first thing we found anyway. God. Tundra, desert. Ooh. These are the cool ones we saw earlier, but... Alright. Let's go with Almendo Lake. It's like kind of in the middle of a whole lot of stuff, you know, different biomes and places to go. Like, let's have a look. I mean, yes, give it a go. You guys can see some cool stuff you can explore. That's a whole load. Oh, this is the mod, the 1 there, or Better Odyssey mod, or whatever it is I showed you, the icon thing. But let's give this a go then. Okay, load saved. We're going to be loading the libertarian mechfuckers. That was my go-to ideology for the grab ship runs. Alright, cowboys. Ignore that, that's just what I was testing this around with when I made it, but it should still work anyway. Right, prepare carefully. We're going to load preset. Cowboys Prime. Right, so we've got me. This is Artem Riggs. This is going to be me. We all start with cowboy hats as part of our ideology. And our ideology is going to be cowboys. Probably should have actually went through that with you guys. Right, so let's do create custom, because then you can load it and I can show you. Right, load existing, cowboys. So it's just supremacists, raiders, collectivists, ranchers. So our people are above all. We like to steal and raid things. Collectivists, each person helps the group, and we are ranchers. Raiding, respected. They are Catholic rusticians. This narrative that generated had me in fucking tears. Jesus Christ created the animals and then man, and gave the animals to man to cherish, and raise and slaughter as acts of veneration towards him. The faithful fought the unbelievers, and Jesus Christ said, "Fight them everywhere in my name until I am worshipped throughout the universe, and true peace may finally reign." Jesus Christ looked around her and saw the weak, sullen, and despised, and he, in turn, slew them, each in blazing glory. Like, I just like the idea that our cowboys are Catholic, but, like, their version of Catholicism is just fucked. And they think that Jesus Christ wants you to, like, slay unbelievers and fight them in his name, so peace may truly reign, and wants to be worshipped throughout the universe. But anyway, it's going to be Catholic and Rustician themed. Their deity, Jesus Christ, God. Ranching is going to be central, so, you know, we get bonuses to animal products. Plant work speed is just trash. And it's going to be even more trash because our global work speed is going to be trash because of needing to raid. Animal gather yield is going to be reduced. Butchering efficiency, animal gathering yield is going to be increased. Tame chance increased, which is really cool because that's going to combo with our cowboy. And they're going to get increased learning and butchering efficiency. Free and approved loving. I mean, we're like kind of Red Dead gang. Cowboys, we don't care too much for tradition, but if that is a thing, you can have one spouse. Child labour encouraged. I was thinking more of this from the perspective like, oh, we teach kids, like, you know, to do stuff by working hard or whatever. Respected if guilty for execution. Normal clothing requirements. Normal, like, disgusting, disapproving stuff. We've got the Packmaster, which is the leader. You've got the moral guide, which is the priest. You've got the cowboy, which is the animal specialist. They're really good at really good at hunting, like times 0.2 revenge chance and double training and taming chances, but they can't do much else. We've got the lawman, who's our shooting specialist. Awesome. We've got funeral, we've got Christmas, we've got the Christ dance, we've got the ranch dance, and we got the bait and trap and the welcome party. This has a chance to recruit, this has a chance to get animals in, this has a chance to, I think, recruit, and this has a chance to get animals in. We got the pew, the speech platform, and we got the Christmas tree, we got the sewer sniffer, double barrel shotgun relic, raid revolver, and the outlaw hat. We are going to be playing with noble short shots, despised long shots, so our guys are going to love pistols, and they have a very strong desire to wear cowboy hats. Cool, that's the ideology. So anyway, prepare carefully. Well, so we've got me. I'm going to be ideally the kind of leader of the group. Pretty good all round, construct, shoot plants, some animals because we're cowboys, study a bit, maybe make a bit of art. I'm a fast learner, that's a pretty cool trait, so these skills are going to go up in time. We're going to have my friend Ilars Charles. He is going to be the cowboy ideally. He's going to have good animals and shooting. These other skills are going to mean nothing once he gets that role. He's an optimist. We've got another fast learner in the form of Valentina. We are going to be starting with relationships, so I'm going to be with Iris, he's going to be with Valentina. This is just hopefully in the idea that we've one last big heist, and now we're gonna try and make a name for ourselves and settle down and build up a bit of our own colony. We're all young people, so maybe get some kids in there, get them going. But she is going to be the dedicated researcher and maker. Cool. She can do a bit of social too and help tend the animals. Sweet. Iris is going to be helping out with the planting, the mining, construction, and she is going to be good at a bit of social. She may or may not end up being the priest. We will see. Sweet. Without further ado, let's go.